Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Skylight Books podcast. We're in for another Better Than the Movie, which is the monthly series we have where three booksellers get together to talk with a talented guest about movie adaptations of books. I'm your co-host, Justin Remer.
I'm Allan Traylor.
I'm Tyler Austin.
And today our talented guest is the author of, well, this is exhausting, Sophia Benoit. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
And can you talk to us about what title you have brought to us today?
I chose the book Holes, the book and movie Holes, partially because it was the first time I ever saw a movie adaptation that didn't horrify me from a book I'd loved in my life. Like, I remember when it came out thinking, wow, I'm not angry right now.
Mm-hmm. I also think I was having, I had the same reaction, but I was thinking about it today. I was like, it might be the first book to film adaptation that I was like aware of, that I was going in to see an adaptation of a book that I liked.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'd seen the Harry Potters yet, or I like had read a Harry Potter yet, because like they come out like almost at the exact same time. And I think this was the first one where I was like, I love that book, and I'm excited to see the movie.
And I feel like for me, the allure of the song "Dig It," dig it, hard to match.
Yeah.
One of the few things
I have
that
a
the book.
very visceral, almost PTSD flashback because I worked at a movie theater when this movie was out, and so it is. As soon as that song came home, I was like transported back to sweeping in a theater with all my friends for months listening to that song.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Jonah, who works at the store and was on the Natural episode, was hyping it to me. He's like, "You've got to hear the song that the cast sings."
It is kind of amazing it exists at all.
It's also amazing because it wasn't a planned or written song. They just kept singing it, and they were like, "We got to get this in the film."
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a requested thing. It just was like when they would drive on the bus apparently to set every day, they were starting to sing like the "Dig It" part.
That's amazing.
And they were like, "We got to get," I mean, that might be apocryphal. And they were just like, this story with these amazing kids.
It's a great lie all the same.
Everyone who's in Hollywood talks like that. Obviously. That's my conception of Hollywood. I feel like Tyler and I had a film teacher in college that always taught us, Peter, and I can't think of his last name, starts with an S. Great guy, screenwriting professor. Anyway.
Peter, X-Line.
Yeah, yes,
X-Line,
thank you.
yes.
And he was the first person who put the idea in my head that if there's a good book, it's going to make for a bad movie. And if there's a bad book, it's going to make for a great movie. And it's almost always true with like 4 exceptions. And I think Holes is one of them.
Interesting.
Hot take.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've had a few where like the novelist was also the screenwriter, but yeah, this is the book is by Louis Sacker, the screenplay is by Louis Sacker. It's directed by the guy who did The Fugitive and what were some of his other credits, Tyler?
Out
Andrew
for
Davis?
Justice.
Out for Justice. Code of Silence.
Chain Reaction.
Wow, Chain Reaction.
Under Siege, of course, the first Under Siege, which is The Fugitive. Other things like that.
Yeah.
His dad is the grandfather in this movie.
Yes.
Which
was not a role in the book.
I know.
He's in the book, but he
Yeah.
doesn't live with them.
Right.
So he was like, I got to help my dad out.
His dad, who
He's great as an old man.
Yeah.
He's a good old man.
You guys know who I'm thinking of as a grandpa? My dad.
My own father.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Anybody got a problem with that?
Did you hear about the script that they originally had for this movie?
No.
Which, somebody, I can't remember what screenwriter, wrote a script for this movie that was so off the rails. It was futuristic. It had nothing to do with, like, a boys' camp or anything. I can't remember all the details, but each new detail, they were digging for, like, the equivalent of plutonium or something. I'm sure
Good
Tyler's going to
Lord.
remember this.
Yeah.
It was, like, something so...
So James
It
Cameron
was
wrote
a
this? Like,
weird
what the fuck?
dystopian futuristic thing. Like, completely lost
You mean like
all...
Like,
now?
No,
Yeah, that we're
but
living in
also
currently.
none of the themes were carried over. The only thing that seemed to be carried over was digging.
Yes.
Like literally the action of digging. That's it.
Interesting.
Was it still for Disney or?
Yes, and Disney had to be like, so, no, thank you. And so then they turned to Louis Sacker and were like, hey, do you want to just do this? And he did a great job and, you know, adapted his own work beautifully, which is the dream.
Yeah.
True.
Well, that was the interesting thing. So with some of these, I've had to kind of checkerboard, read some, watch the movie some, like on the last day, watch the movie some, finish the book. So I noticed like where the flashbacks were hitting different because I hadn't gotten to some of it yet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but I love this structure. And then to find out at the end that he did it himself, I'm like, hey, it's great that he could see, yes, move this here, put that there, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
It is kind of another like run at when you turn into, there's no time that you're more aware of the things that your book lacks than when you have just turned it in. All of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, wait. Hang on. This sucks. No, his book is great.
In fact, he has 10 things at the end of the audiobook, which he describes.
Yes, including, basically the structure, that flashback structure he describes as like, I was just so sick of like him digging holes. I needed to get the backstory in there, so I just like put it in between him digging a hole, and then I'd come back to him digging a hole, and it was like so much time passed because you learned all this stuff, but actually he's still digging the same hole, and I was like, really smart, good writer.
He is such a good writer. I feel like when I first read this book, I think I first read it in like 4th or 5th grade, and I'd held out for a long time because I was a really annoying contrarian kid who was like, I only like reading like books no one else likes about American Girl dolls or something. I was like such an asshole. And everybody in my class loved this book. And finally my teacher was like, I actually think you'd like it. And I was like, a book about a boy? I don't think so.
Nice try, teach.
Yeah, exactly. I have a long hatred of books with male protagonists. But this one I read and I was like, holy shit, you can do this with a book where everything comes together and it's like amazing and all the things come back, and it was so good. But I didn't remember it because I read it as a kid as like really well written. But it is really well written. Like I started taking notes when I was reading through this for the podcast, and I literally, you can see I'm on page 10, and I stopped because I was like, oh, I'm just writing down he's a good writer every page. That's actually not a helpful note, Sophia.
Good, still good. He's still good.
Yeah,
literally, that is like, I'm like, great opening, funny structure. Like,
So wait, Allan, you talked a little bit about your history. You were working in a movie theater. Had to hear that song. Did you also like were you working long enough through the like Sting Sun song at the very end?
Oh yeah.
Because that was the one where I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Because it's
the whole soundtrack is frankly insane.
Yes.
There are some choices.
It's some crazy choices.
You could peel some songs back and it would be a little better. I would
actually. I feel the opposite. Go harder. They should lean in more.
Yeah. Needle drops.
Nice. Sophia, obviously we got some from you. What's your history? You said the first adaptation you remember seeing of something you read.
Yeah, I remember. I probably also 3rd or 4th grade, like probably timed up when about the movie's about to come out. But it was just like I remember pulling it off the shelf of like my 3rd grade classroom and being like, "What's this?" and just read it and like accidentally stumbled into a masterpiece. It was like, "Oh my god, this is." I just picked this at random and it's amazing. And then they're like, "Hey, there's a movie coming," and I was like, "Oh, awesome! Sounds great. I'll go watch that."
Wow, what a charmed life.
Yeah, you know. And from that point on,
easy.
it's been a 30-year winning streak, brother.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Opposite of Camp Greenlight.
Yep, exactly. It was from that day on, I was blessed. I was not cursed. And then saw it, but probably saw the movie a couple more times on like at home, but have not revisited it in literally 25 years, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm the only one who this is pretty much brand new for me, because I'm the oldie.
To be fair, I don't know if I ever watched the whole movie.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't remember a lot of this stuff.
Well, you were like, I have a job.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you just
but
like
the
beginning when you were sweeping and the end when you were sweeping.
We would just come in and like chill and watch movies though while we were supposed to be working. So I did watch like half of a lot of movies like many times that way. But yeah, I'm not sure I watched the whole thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I was definitely a snobby, like in college, snobby film student, being like, this looks like that live action Walt Disney baloney. And watching it now, I'm like, wow, this is dark. This is like really character based and good. And then, the plot is like, Swiss watch. So
Jimmy Voight just chewing up the scenery.
Every scene of this movie, you can't even like the cast is so insane that you can't
Dule
even
Hill
go
as Sam. Great.
Okay, also I just did a psych rewatch. I love
sick.
Dule Hill so much, and there's an episode where they like keep making fun of holes, but they keep mentioning the movie and they keep mentioning cast members in it, but they don't mention him, and they can't think of the name. It's so good. It's such a good thing to me. That's like such a good payoff for an audience member when shows do something like that. You're like, I know it. He was in that film.
Yeah, I believe the technical term for Dule Hill in this film is foin.
Oh.
He is fine in this
Yeah,
movie.
he always looks good though.
He does. He's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
I can fix that for you.
Oh my God.
I was like,
there
simmer
was one
down,
time when
bro.
he said it that I literally was like, I don't think that
I think
should have been in
he's
a
talking
kid's
to me.
film. I really was. I was like, it started kind of like what's the Princess Bride, As You
Yeah,
Wish.
As You
Like it
Wish.
started like a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit that vibe. And then I think it was like the third or fourth time I was like, I need to leave this. I'm gonna need a break. We'll reconvene soon.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that is a line I think even obviously as we were about winding up to do this, hang out Monday night with Allan's roommate and good friend Bo, and I just said, I can fix, like in reference to something being broken, I was like, I can fix that.
Yeah.
And truly, you could say this to basically anyone under the age of 35, and I think they just immediately get it. Like it is baked into the culture in a way that's
Yeah.
kind of amazing. But yeah, the cast is loaded up
Eartha
and down.
Kitt.
Yeah,
Eartha
dude.
Kitt for like 5 seconds.
sick.
You're like,
Yes.
holy shit.
Yeah, Patricia Arquette, man.
Amazing. She's great.
She kissed
Sigourney
me anytime.
Weaver, like so hot. Like all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're like, I think.
But she's
like,
bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I think bad women are really cool now. Like all of a sudden I'm like, now am I into whatever
Yeah.
is up with her? Wow.
Well, she's obviously got some generational fucking trauma, like every
does.
family in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is actually the theme of the movie. Is
Yeah.
what do you take from your parents, as generational trauma,
Yeah.
and can you ever escape the past? The
And
answer is
which
no.
way do you turn? Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Which how do you act on that?
Yeah.
One of the most unfortunate parts of it, though, is that so much of it involves onions for so many of these families. You're like, oh,
Onions,
the onion-based
onions and
stuff.
peaches is the secret.
and the word sploosh, which was deeply unfortunate.
I couldn't believe they went with that.
They should have changed it.
Yeah, probably.
Like they changed the song in the book, the Woodpecker
Yes.
song, because they made it rhyme better. And I was like, that's another one where I was like, oh, good job. You like adjusted that the song wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
They didn't adjust sploosh.
No.
Sploosh had to say.
Nothing wrong with it, I guess, at the time.
Ain't,
In 2003, nothing wrong.
no one's complaining about sploosh. Okay, it's a healthy.
letters.
It's a healthy thing that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Davis is like, I got 3 notes, but none of them about sploosh. That's perfect.
We need more onions.
And actually, getting back to the actors, like Tim Blake Nelson is so interesting in that role as like the guy who seems like more of a counselor and is like more caring, but then like is so mean to Zero.
Yes.
And then just immediately you're just like, yeah, hit him in the head with the shovel.
Yeah.
Please do.
Hit him again.
Yeah.
Keep hitting him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, he's
kind
more
of a tricky
sinister
role.
than I remember him from the book, right?
I feel like the whole
He's still sinister, but like, I don't know.
both the book and the movie are like very interesting looks at power. Like
Yeah.
weirdly, like not to get too deep into children's book, but like the idea of like this being the warden's camp, but then you've got like what power does to Mr. Sir, and then you've got what power does to Dr. Mr. Pendansky, who got a doctorate for the film. He's Mr. in the book, but in the film he's a doctor. Beautiful. And then you've got like X-ray and what power does to him, and then like all these different layers of like who has power and what they do with it are like baked into this like ostensibly simple children's book.
And they almost
mystery.
all abuse it.
Yes, and every
Yeah.
single person does. Like that is the only reason that Stanley survives is he is like nice and never has power and never, when he does, uses it to help people only. And it's like such a like rewarding book to read for like a simple worldview. Like
Yeah.
it's so nice. You're like, oh, the good things happen to the good people and the bad things happen to the bad people.
Yeah. That's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, for that level of like what to learn, and they do.
They got off too easy, ask me though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, in that way, it is like really again the inherited stuff, but also like the things with Stanley. And I know we're kind of going to jump into plot stuff here, but I was like really trying to think about him as a character, and it's great in terms of like what Sacker brought up in the book, where it's like I think you could easily in the movie just be like he immediately starts teaching Zero how to read, and it's like there's still a little bit of an arc to that of like. No, I really should. Like, because in the book, there's that great line where he's like, oh, it's not just his body that's gotten tougher, it's his heart that's gotten harder.
Yeah.
From, like, having been like, I can't help you, man.
I
I'm
also
sorry."
thought there'd be more narration.
Yeah, no.
Because
really,
there's his thoughts
Some
in the
great
book,
lines.
and they start with narration, so I thought there'd be a whole lot more, but there's really none.
no,
right?
pretty much the
Just
beginning and the end, yeah. So it's like, it's interesting to be like, he has to, like, he toughens up, but then he, like, regains a little bit of himself. He's like, no, I'm going to care for this guy who, like,
Yeah.
no one else cares for. And, like, we're going to, and they make a deal, and that becomes a problem. But it is, like, a really, like, interesting, it's not as clean of a, he's just a good kid all the time. Like, he kind of has to be convinced, and then it's like, oh, then
That is
this
good.
beautiful relationship sort
Yeah.
of forms from that.
Yeah, that is a good point. That he's not. He does get hardened by it, which like how could you not? Like I'm sorry, but one day there, I'd be the most annoying, mean person after a day of digging one hole in the hot sun.
Plus,
Kindness
everyone
would
is
be
an
my
asshole.
Yes.
Including the kids you work with.
The power structure would change when I came in. I'll tell you that because I would
Yeah.
have a shovel and some people would be.
You couldn't even pick the right shovel, bro. It's like, what the fuck? Can I do anything right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the weird thing too, especially in the movie, is that they're always kind of like on Caveman's case, not really like being friendly to him, but when he's gone, they're like, "Man, Caveman, what a guy!"
Yeah.
It's like,
Good dude. Good
Yeah.
dude.
all right, Tyler, do you want to start the synopsis and we'll go from there?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right, sweet.
So it is interesting. Again, the movie starts a little differently in that we start by seeing the kid named Barfbag choose to get bitten by a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Which is like, what a way to set the tone.
He
of
just
the-
can't do it anymore,
Yeah,
man.
this place sucks.
It's such a dark opening to a
It
kids movie.
sure is.
Where
But
it's
it
like,
gives you
please.
everything.
Yeah.
You're
You're
like,
like-
I'd rather be bitten by a rattlesnake than
Yeah.
be here.
They hear, and then our main character is about to come into this, and it's like, wow, perfect, yeah. Which is interesting. So the book does not start that way. I mean, I'm trying to remember exactly where does the book.
The book starts with like a short history of Camp Green Lake,
Yes,
but it gets
that's
like
right.
it does get by the end of the 2-page first chapter. It tells you like people have sometimes wanted to be bitten by a rattlesnake,
To get out of here.
but then it doesn't have like the singular image that the movie does.
Right,
Yeah.
where you literally watch a child be bitten by a rattlesnake and writhe in pain. So basically we meet Stanley Yelnats the fourth. He's just a kid in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Literally.
It's his whole life. That's
Yeah.
the whole idea. You know, he's cursed because of his dirty, no good,
No good pig
Pig
stealing.
stealing,
great grandfather
grandfather.
Stanley Yelnats the first.
The first.
Yes.
The first, yeah. Because Yelnats is Stanley backwards,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. Which was apparently like a placeholder name.
Yeah.
And then he was like, actually, that's really good. Why am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing? That's perfect. Like, it was just so good.
Got it in one.
Yeah, it's so good. And because it's like, of course, because Zero's learning how to read, and it's like he would notice that it's this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's.
It's something as a first-time reader, as an adult, I'm like, huh. But like after like a chapter or two, I loved it. I'm like, yeah, his name is Stanley Yelnats. I love that.
I also love all the Yelnatses that came before Stanley the First that didn't name their kid Stanley.
Right,
When it
yes.
was right there for them. They're like, this is
Many
Greg.
generations. Elia is not named. They're like
Yes.
missed.
Yeah.
Completely missed.
Completely.
We learned that he's been sentenced for stealing a pair of shoes from Sweet Feet.
Yeah.
Is it Clyde
Livingston.
Livingston,
Which
thank-
seems like a real baseball player's
It
name.
does feel
it's
like
a
it's-
perfect fake
It
baseball
is
player
a
name.
really good, yeah. And Sweet Feet, it basically playing like Ricky Henderson is probably who that's essentially based on.
You lost me.
Oh,
I don't know who that is.
You lost me, bud.
Is it Cowboys?
Baseball fans will know.
If you say so, man.
All of our mini fans who also
I'm
love
just hearing crickets right now, buddy.
80s Oakland Athletics players.
Okay.
Will definitely appreciate one of the greats. So he's like, is walking home from school. He gets hit with a pair of shoes and is like, my dad is an inventor who's working on how to like use broken or old tennis shoes. These things just fell out of the sky. I'm going to run home. And then he gets pulled over by the cops. And then he doesn't get sentenced like because the baseball season keeps going, and it's because they're Clyde's shoes. So then he testifies, and then he's like, they're either like, you can go to jail, or you can go to Camp Green Lake.
Chose
And
wrong.
They're right. They're like, can we do any research into it? And the judge is like, nope.
Yep. No, sorry.
I would go now
Not
if you
possible.
could. And so he.
There's
ends
no
up-
internet yet. Sorry.
You are not Googling.
There's no Google. If you don't have a smartphone, you can't Google in this courtroom. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You would hate the Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
Lots of 1-star reviews on
A
Yelp.
lot of
Camp
kids
Green Lake.
die too.
But it also makes me the railroading of it makes me wonder is like is the warden paying off the judge to be like I need the labor.
I need bodies.
Yeah.
Give me people to dig holes
Yeah.
for me.
I have a singular mission.
Truly. So he arrives, and we learn that Camp Green Lake, as a correctional facility for the youth, is the whole idea is you're given a shovel that's 5 feet long. You dig a 5-foot hole in diameter and depth every day, and that builds character,
Somehow.
which is hilarious. He arrives. He meets Mr. Sir. Another awesome name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Immediately, I'm like, this is perfect. And like, he's like, you're thirsty? Get used to it. And
You're
then
going to be thirsty for 18 months.
thinks he's about to give him a Coca-Cola. Nope.
No.
It's such a hard line.
It goes so hard.
God. Like, I don't want to agree with him, but that's pretty cool to be like, get used to it.
Yeah.
You're going to be thirsty for the next 18 months. Like, okay.
Between that and then also being like, you see any guard towers? You see an electric fence?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the last place with water for 100 miles. So you want to run?
Go ahead.
Start running. It's like,
Oh, and then he also tells him, because he sees him Stanley looking at his gun, and he says, I wouldn't waste a bullet on you, which is an insane thing to tell a child.
Pretty hard.
Like he's like, oh, this is for the yellow spotted lizards that are a huge plot point, but insane to say that to a kid.
Yeah.
that wouldn't bother shooting.
Yeah.
Yes, like, please just say you'd shoot me. Come on.
Like, say I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Say
I'm worth one
bullet.
bullet. Jesus.
His family is poor. He could never afford to go to camp. So he's like, oh, maybe this will be like a fun experience for me.
Incorrect, sir.
Not at all. Very bad.
It is just like jail, but worse.
It's basically Sheriff Joe Arpaio from Arizona, like his prison camp shit.
Yes.
Where it's basically that. It's right, and he's given like 2 orange jumpsuits. I was almost going to try to buy an orange jumpsuit to show up in today. Would have been really fun for everybody, I think.
I would have laughed.
Yeah, and I would have been digging holes for 3 days in it, so they would have smelled bad.
Sure.
That would have been part of the bid too.
Commit to the bid. Sure.
But yeah, they get 2 sets, one for relaxation, one for work.
Yeah.
And then 3 days they flip, which is fun.
That is fun. You
It's
know?
a fun thing.
It was
you've been
fun until I
relaxing.
was like,
They're
what's the
rules.
underwear situation? Because they
Right.
don't
I
mention
wouldn't.
it at all. And I'm like, that's convenient.
And it seems like some guys have undershirts and like some people don't have undershirts. Like,
Yeah, there's a
well,
hierarchy
Do you
in the
bring
camp.
an undershirt? Do you buy an? How does that work?
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
a Clark Gable moment where he's suddenly topless and like shirt sales plummet at Camp Green Lake.
It's like, oh no, we can't use them anymore. They're gone. They're not cool.
Yeah.
Then they're interspersing backstory throughout this.
Yeah.
In terms of his no good pig stealing great great grandfather, Ilya, who basically is like, I want to marry this beautiful girl, but in Latvia.
Latvia, yeah.
Latvia. Okay. Her dad is like, well, this old gross guy is going to give me his biggest pig. What are you going to give me? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like friends, sort of like in a Doc Brown, Marty McFly way. He's like friends with an old woman who lives on the outside of town.
Yeah, it is sort of an unspoken, like, they know each other.
They know each other in
Yeah.
a way that's like nice. He likes to spend time with her, and she gives him good advice.
Yeah, she's trying to help him out.
She's trying to help him out, and she's like, take this little.
She's also trying to get up that mountain, dude.
She wants to drink from
She
the stream.
sees an opportunity.
She sees an opportunity for a young man to carry an old woman up a mountain.
Yeah.
And you got to take it if you get that
You
chance.
Oh, it doesn't come
Take
around
it.
every day.
You
If you
gotta
see a
take it.
strapping
Yeah.
young man
Yeah.
who wants to be married, you're like, here's a pig. Take
Yeah.
him up the mountain until you get strong, and then grab me.
Yeah.
Take me, let me drink from the stream,
Yeah.
and then sing me the song. Win-win-win.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't question it, too.
And she's like, hey, you don't even want to marry her. Her head's as empty as a flower pot. Great line. And but he does as she says, and he takes the pig up the mountain. He gets stronger every day, and then it's like but he starts to go wrong, and she's like, you got to do it every day, including the day you're going to bring the pig. And he should have, because then if he had drank water, it would have weighed more than the other pig. And then it's like, oh, they weigh exactly the same. So like, okay, well, we'll let the girl decide, because the pig's a pig. Who cares?
Yeah.
And the fact that she's like, oh, I don't know. Do I want to marry this nice, strapping 15-year-old man or this super gross 50-year-old guy who's...
Yeah, and in the
feel
book,
bad?
he's like, I think she should choose. And the dad's like, what?
Ew, not her, my dumb daughter.
And then he's like, I guess I don't give a shit. Sure. She can decide her life.
Whatever. It makes as much sense as anything,
Yeah,
I guess.
insane.
And so she can't. She's like, pick a number between 1 and 10. And he's like, I'm not doing that. And he bails out
He's
of
like,
there.
I'm outta here.
I'm done. You know, if you want it, you deserve them.
Yeah.
Latvia's first incel. Like, just hang around for 5 minutes and see if she picks you.
Yeah.
Come on. No, like,
Yeah.
It could work out, man.
You'd have a beautiful dumb wife, which is like kind of my dream.
Honestly, this is only adding to what should be appealing about her. Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
right. And the other guy picks 10. So all you have to do is pick 9.
Any other
Unless
number.
It's 10,
Yeah.
you'll win. Anyways, he doesn't
Yeah.
do it. He's like, and then also in blows off Madame Zeroni and just hops on like a steamer ship to America as a deckhand. And
Never
she
carries her up the mountain.
never carries her up.
Yeah, because you know, she's not just an old woman. She can curse.
she's
You don't follow through
Yeah.
on our agreement and take me up the mountain. You curse.
Feels like something I wouldn't forget. about.
When somebody with the outfits in the movie she has on, which is like this
Yeah.
like, turban and jewelry and stuff, if someone tells you like you need to fulfill this promise to me, I will be there. You better believe 10 a.m.
Yeah.
bright and early on the dot. You're going up the mountain with
I'm
me.
taking you up the mountain. I'm going to sing you the song.
If you're
Yeah.
wearing 4 or more rings, I'm never crossing you.
That is cursed territory. We're getting into cursed territory,
Yeah.
certainly. And he's like, they just hit the Atlantic, and he's like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he doesn't like write her a letter or do anything that would like remedy the situation. Be like, I'm so sorry, I had
Yeah.
my heart broken. He instead is like, means nothing.
Ah, well,
Yeah.
well,
But at least in the book, he's looking for her son.
Yeah.
in
Yes.
America, which is
Yeah.
very funny to just be like, Zeroni?
I can make it up to him somehow,
Maybe.
surely.
You seem kind of Latvia-ish.
Yeah.
You know, Zeroni?
You from the
Yeah.
Latvian Zeronis? Are you from the Italian Zeronis?
Did your mom ever say anything about me? A little bit of
Yeah,
curse or something like that?
About a curse, guy who left, something like
Special
that.
water,
Nothing at
weird
all?
song
Okay,
about a
okay,
woodpecker.
Yeah,
Just asking.
Family, sort of a family tune, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is a little niche, but Eartha Kitt, who plays Madame Zeroni in the movie, she kind of plays like a similar role in the Tim Robbins movie Eric the Viking, where like at the beginning Eric the Viking's like, "What do I do?" and she's like, "This is what you must do," and she very mysteriously lays out the adventure for him. She found a niche there.
She only drops bars, man.
She's so
Well, also
good.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
She also kind of has the like a similar vibe in Emperor's New Groove. And I feel like it's just like her voice is so magical that like
Yeah.
you can convince me that she knows what's happening. Like absolutely, yeah.
She's like an oracle figure
Yeah.
on Earth. Yeah, very much. Man, she's cool.
She's so
Yeah.
cool.
So then, also in a third timeline, we're learning about Stanley Yelnats the second, I believe, right? His
second.
great-grandfather. The second Stanley.
Yes, yes.
Or,
Yes, I
They
think
do
so.
mess it up in the book because his dad in the book occasionally is Stanley the second, which is not right. It's the whole thing.
Right,
like occasionally Louis Sackar also gets it wrong. So I just want to put that out there. So if anyone's mad at us, it's him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
You're
did
mad
our
at Louis
research,
Sackar.
he's a
so-
great writer, but man, that guy's bad at continuity.
Yeah.
Fucks
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
What, you couldn't fix that in the 20th anniversary? Come on, buddy.
on.
It's it's the first that has the Wall Street money.
Yes.
And goes across the country.
Right, he's going to go to California, and then he gets robbed by Kissing Kate Barlow, who's a famous outlaw.
Oh my God, hard name, hard life. Like she's so cool. Like it just wow, women in film.
Cool lady.
Women on screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
got a cool
I'm-
posse.
Oh my God,
women doing
Just
crime
to the
as well,
nines.
also very cool.
putting on lipstick and kissing your
Giving
victim.
a little kiss to your
It
victims.
feels
Come
almost like a
on.
cliche, but I think it literally is. I just know it from this movie. Like
Yeah.
I literally watched it and I was like, that's so cool. And I was like, that happens all the time. And then I was like, when
Yeah.
else?
So, actually,
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Like it just seems so cool to do to like leave a
Yeah.
kiss mark on your victims.
100%. To the point where the moment in the movie when they have like the like montage of her crimes, and it's like the guys in the coffins standing up and they all have the kiss mark on their face. I had just like a visceral memory of like, which happened like every 10 minutes in this movie because this movie made a huge impact on me as a child.
It
that I was
did
like,
for me.
whoa, I'm back there. I'm back being 10 watching this. It's crazy
There's-
how cool it is.
Yeah, there's so much you don't remember until you're watching it, and you're like, yes, that image that has stuck with me forever that I didn't remember was inside me.
100%. There's also, I mean, at the very end, there's a kid jumping into a pool, and I was like, I was back in the theater watching this because
Oh.
that moment also stuck out to me so hard for some reason.
It was like when they brought Dunkaroos back, and I was like, oh my God, the taste. That's been in me.
this whole time.
I
been
remember.
dormant. This virus has been
Literally,
dormant
all of a
in me.
sudden, I was like, yep.
I've been activated. So very cool. Played by Patty Arquette in the movie, and she rocks.
Yeah,
We learned
always.
the origin of Kissing Kate Barlow is that she was Catherine Barlow, and she was like a school teacher in Green Lake. It's a beautiful, idyllic town.
There
With a
actually is a
lake.
lake there.
There's a real lake.
Instead of just a desert full of holes.
Just a
Yeah.
like baked clay desert bottom of a lake that's dry.
Well, if they
It's-
hadn't committed that carnal sin, maybe the lake would have been there. Huh?
Heinous crime. I mean, if only things did work that way,
Yeah.
right? It would
If
be kind
only,
of
if
amazing.
only.
If only the woodpecker cries.
Yeah.
If only nature could punish cities that do bad things.
Yeah.
Like hate crimes.
Right. Could you imagine if like Dodger Stadium just kept burning to the ground because it was stolen land? Pretty cool. Would have been pretty cool. Like
Makes
if
you
just a
think.
giant sinkhole opened up under Chavez Ravine and was like, no, Start again. Try again, assholes.
Try again, assholes.
I think we're getting to that part of climate change pretty soon. So
Honestly,
no
we are.
worries.
It actually are starting to live in that part of the world.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Can't wait. Wait.
Well, you have no choice. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's right, exactly. Hey, I don't eat as much meat anymore. Okay. What? How much emissions from Amazon? I don't know. Don't worry about it. So, yes, she is like a school teacher. There's a mean man named Trout.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trout Walker, who's in the movie is like so perfectly an
Just
idiot
a
asshole,
smarmy piece of shit.
just
dude.
so bad. Like
Just such a punchable
the
face.
way he's
Yes.
introduced, being like, "Well, the duck may sit on the lake, but my daddy owns
Yeah.
the lake."
It's like you're also learning to read, asshole.
He's like-
You're making. You're also there to learn.
and you're
Literally,
bragging
he's
about-
in adult literacy classes, like dunking on people for being in
Right?
adult literacy classes. It's like,
Fucking insane.
brother, literacy's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing anyway.
I mean,
Let's be kind.
I
but
guess
then
you could argue he was only there to
Be
get to
with
her,
her,
but they
yeah.
never say that, so I have to assume he's also trying to learn.
it did seem like he was also there
Right.
to learn. It
Well,
was like
also-
a Gaston situation where you're like, all right.
Well, considering that he's destitute after there's no more lake, like he had no skills.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
true.
Well, and in that moment, all he's doing is like bragging about being a nepo baby.
Yeah,
Yes.
Or he's like,
Pretty
it's not even
proudly.
his own brag. He's
Yeah.
like, my dad owns the lake, and it's like, yeah,
Cool,
you're a
man.
fuck up, dog.
Yeah,
I don't know what to
yeah.
tell you. So we meet that he's a bad man, and then there's a beautiful man named Sam who sells sweet onions with his lovely donkey named Mary Lou, and he can fix that.
He fixes the whole schoolhouse. Every
Yeah.
single thing that's quote unquote wrong with the schoolhouse.
and her broken heart.
And her
Ooh.
broken heart.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's pretty good. He fixes the roof. He fixes the door, the windows.
She
her
is making up
desk.
things,
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
which I love.
100%.
Like that's
Yeah.
like the
He's
biggest
so
flirt
100%.
ever. And also like same. Like I would be like, oh, the floors need to be sanded again. Like
yeah.
literally, we're gonna be on week 52 of this. I don't care. Like let's go.
There should be a moment where she just like takes an axe to the wall or something.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this big hole just showed up. I don't know. It's crazy.
I was just carrying the axe and I tripped.
Whoa!
Ah.
Bam! Bah! Oh my god! And then at the end, it's the most beautiful schoolhouse in Texas. And right, there's another kind of beautifully written little line is like there were no leaks in the roof or no leaks in the schoolhouse except the water from her eyes or something. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
go
Also,
off, Lewis,
I-
go off.
This is like such a minor thing that comes up later, but one of her students is like a really good student that pays attention a lot, that like she's helping this girl learn, who comes up later and like, not to spoil too much, but like becomes a very dark figure in this, which is like such a like non-kids book thing to do.
Yeah, it's
to
a
be
bummer.
like, actually you could be corrupted, like you could be this really good person and then your family or the people around you or your society corrupts
Yeah.
you into this like rotten, horrible person. Like that was so good too. I like had forgotten about it because it's such a minor thing, but
It was really. I mean, honestly, it was fascinating. Where she's like, and yeah, so basically, well, we'll get to
we'll
it.
get
Yeah.
to it. We'll get to it. But it's like there's a full town life going on
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
book about holes.
Yeah, honestly, 100%.
I mean, for a book that in its way, like the book more explicitly sometimes says God, and the movie says destiny.
Yeah.
Like for like a story that's so much about like maybe there's like a bit of predestination or like a little bit of like the universe has its own justice kind of thing, and the way that could also just be like, you know, the author is playing chess with his characters. Like it all feels like real people doing real shit, and everything that happens, I'm like, that feels real. That doesn't feel like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Even the more fairy tale aspects of it like feel pretty real.
Not to be like the most simple person. I read a ton. I just want to say that on the reading podcast. I do read at least 50 books a year, and I love reading, but like I have a hard time.
More than us combined.
I was going to say probably.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
They might or might not be literate. We don't know. They're doing their classes. You're in Catherine Barlow's.
I think I'm forgetting how to read, actually. I'm going backwards, certainly.
But I'm normally drawn to books with not that many characters because to me it kind of gets hard to follow. And
Yeah.
his characters in this book are so good that I never had a point where I thought I can't figure out who this is or I don't have any. I mean, there's like a couple like minor character boys at the camp that maybe I couldn't tell the difference between, but his characters are so well written and everybody has like you said, like these real people that even when it's like this outsized outlaw that's riding across the country, you're like, yeah, it's Kissing Kate Barlow. That's my girl. Absolutely.
And totally you understand, like, it's also, there could be, like, there is a mythic quality to her, but, like, you understand the tragic backstory, which I'm about to say. It's like, it's so, you're like, I get it. Because,
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, Sam fixes everything, and then he's going to fix her broken heart. They're seen kissing. And
Important details, Sam is black
Sam
and
is
she's
black.
white. And the
Yes.
whole town is mostly white.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
think we see anyone else who's black.
No, I
No,
don't think so.
yeah, he's the only one. Yeah, exactly. And so it's illegal. What happens basically, and they immediately like word spreads. I think in the movie, Trout specifically sees it happen. In the book, it's like some nosy woman who then spreads the rumor around town or spreads it around town. They burn the schoolhouse down. She's like goes to the sheriff and is like, "You have to stop them. They're burning the school." And he's like getting drunk for a lynching, basically. Because it's illegal that he kissed her, and she's like, "Well, you have to hang me too." And he's like, "No, it's only illegal for him to kiss you." So she has beef with that guy.
Yeah.
Watch that space, and then
Well, and also like even in that moment as he's like, "Well, you kissed the onion picker, kiss me too."
yeah, he's
Yeah.
also a real creep. Yeah,
He's like,
that's true.
I did just do some racism and I am drunk on the job, but I'd also like to harass you.
Yeah, may I sexually harass you, please?
Please.
I'm going to go ahead and do that. She like warns Sam to get out of there. It's also like set up earlier that Trout has this like awful motorized, like early motorized boat, and
Yeah.
Sam like only rows his boat. So she's like, we got to get out of here. In the book, she
Yeah, 'cause
tries
he-
to escape with him.
Yeah. Well, just real quick, because he rows the boat across the lake to get to the onions, and then row back and
Yeah, right.
If you've never read this book or seen this movie, at this point you're probably like, what the hell is happening and how does any of this connect to holes? And that's the beauty of what's about to happen next.
100%. I know.
You're probably like, wait a minute.
Yes, we're on the fourth timeline. We haven't introduced any of the kids at the camp,
Yeah.
but just wait for it. It's coming around. But yes, basically, that in the book she tries to escape with him. In the movie, he's like escaping or just like maybe unknowingly rowing back
Yeah, it's
across
not
the
really
lake.
clear,
It seems
yeah.
like they go out, and either way, he's killed. He's shot on the lake, and then like in the book, she's like saved against her will. In the movie, she's just sort of like crying on the shore, and then we kind of do like a hard cut to 3 days later,
Yeah.
and
they shoot the mule too,
yeah.
or the
what the
Mary
fuck,
Lou.
man?
It's just like
which is genuinely upsetting to this day. I find really like actually horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Insane.
a huge bummer. But
Not as bad as shooting a person. I will put it out there.
sure, yes,
I'll put it
also
out there.
bad.
Also bad.
Both very
Not great.
bad.
Yeah.
well, and also to be fair, well, I mean, that subject aside,
Careful.
but in the movie, in the movie, we do see the dead Mary Lou, and it's a little more abstracted. Like we kind of just hear Sam get shot, kind of thing.
It does seem
Yes.
like you don't need to kill the mule.
Right,
But
It's-
like again, this is like a good detail where Louis Sacker's like, you're gonna feel pain.
right,
Yeah.
Like
this
you are
is
gonna
gonna
feel
be a traumatic moment
yes.
for you. Yeah.
Like these people had hard lives that you're gonna read about, which is like again like good for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
He
very
earned
effective.
that Newbery medal.
He certainly did. No, it's a very effective storytelling in terms of being like, I don't like any of these people, and it's sort of like and again, it makes you feel it helps.
It's the opposite of
Translate
save
the
the
trauma.
cat. It's
Yes.
kill the mule.
Right, you will learn that these are very bad people.
Yes.
Yes, kill the mule. That's the sequel coming soon.
Yes.
Kill the mule.
Well, he's dead, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Oh, yeah. Also for the best.
His team. Yeah.
So, anyways, 3 days later, she walks into the sheriff's office, kills him, kisses him with the lipstick, and starts her prolific career as kissing Kate Barlow. And you like see how her origin story, basically.
Yeah, and you know when Stanley the Fourth, our protagonist, finds out about his ancestor getting robbed, it's like, did she kiss him? And it's like, no, she only kisses the one she kills. So.
To be clear, yes, right. Also, his ancestor is famously, who made all his money in the Wall Street trying to go to California, gets robbed by kissing Kate Barlow. Yes, I think we might have missed that detail, actually. But yes.
You know what?
Let's circle
Great.
back.
Let's just double up. Let's
Wheels
triple
with
up.
Make sure
wheels,
people
man.
are clear because
Yeah.
a lot of things intertwine in this movie. So let's make
Yeah.
a hard effort to make sure we intertwine them as we retell it.
I
Yes.
do like too. I don't think I ever realized that like that means her last kiss with an actual person is Sam. So like she never kisses somebody again. You assume. I mean, maybe
Right.
she's like also like sorry to say this, but like slutting it up on the trail in a positive way, like I would. But like maybe she was doing
she's
that.
Got too much killing to do.
But I think she's just like I'm gonna go kill as many people as I can And I, again, support it completely.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to kiss someone, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah,
They're
you gotta
already
be dead.
Yeah,
You're
they gotta be
dead.
It's a kiss of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she
Damn.
gets in trouble for kissing. Like, that's the thing
Yeah.
that, like,
That's so
takes her
real.
down, which I don't think I ever put together that, like, that's the kiss is literally what is the problem.
Yeah.
And then she kisses people. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that till just now.
Damn. That's really
She's so good.
I don't
God
think
damn it, Lewis.
Yeah, he's fucking knocked us out of the fucking park.
Yeah.
Great point. I don't
How
think I actually put
excited
that
do you
together,
think
really.
he was every time he closed a plot loop? Because, like, if I close one tiny thing in something I write, I'm like, oh my God, I just figured out something that would work so well. But he must have had that day 900 days in a row. Like, he was just like, oh my God, wait.
Shit, another one.
Yeah.
Truly. Just nothing but high-fiving angels all day, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Just crushing it. So yes, right. So right. The whole thing is right. His great grandfather gets robbed by her. She leaves him alive, and he's like lost in the desert for 16 days. And he says he survived by finding God's thumb. And they're like, "What's that mean?" He's like, "I don't know.
I have no idea,
What
bro."
are you? Why are you asking me?"
Yeah.
And he's kind of like the first. He's the first person in the sort of lineage who gets hit with the curse,
The real bad luck. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 'Cause
and then
he,
it continues on and on. Yeah.
And right, because Stanley's mom's like, well, not everyone had bad luck. He hit it big in the stock market, and then they're like, yeah, but he got stolen.
Yeah.
And he survived in the wilderness for 16 days, which,
Yeah.
like, I would never shut up about. If I was in the wilderness
Yeah.
for 16 days, you would hear about it every day
Yeah.
for the rest of my life when I got back. I'd be like, that sucked.
It was
horrible.
So hard
Yeah.
and bad. I hated it.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so now I feel like we've tied up at least some of those storylines. We'll come back to the camp. So Stanley goes to camp to D-Tent, and we meet a bunch of fun, colorful characters like X-Ray, Magnet, Armpit, Zigzag, Zero, and there's definitely one more.
Twitch is later.
There was Barf
He
Bag.
replaces Barf Bag. There might be one
I
more.
think
right?
that's all of them, dude.
Because there's
That's
7.
pretty much. That's the ones we focus on, I think. A Magnet.
Magnet, whose
Yeah.
fingers are like little magnets.
Yeah.
It was helpful seeing Zigzag in the movie,
Squid.
though, and being like, oh, it's
Squid.
his hair. That's why he's zigzag,
Yeah.
because of his hair.
Well, he's also described as having a crazy long neck and a bobbly head too,
Yeah.
which is also it's like
The movie
everything's
did
zigzag.
back
Yeah.
away a little bit from the book's over description and caricature of each character.
Yeah.
Even Stanley's supposed to be overweight and always struggling with that fact, and then they just were like, well, we got Shia LaBeouf, it's fine. He doesn't need to gain any weight. Just let him go.
I watched a making of featurette on YouTube, which is the most research I've ever done for one of these, and literally
You're so
the
brave.
Thank you so much. And the producer was like, we thought about trying to get an overweight kid, but it would have been hard. We're not going to shoot it in order. So we just thought, let's just get a really good actor. And we got this mix of Tom Hanks and Dustin Hoffman, and his name's Shia LaBeouf.
My God.
Okay, all right. Don't set lofty expectations for him.
Wow.
Honestly,
That's fucking
he
Even
is
Stevens you're talking about, man.
pretty incredible in this movie. He's
He
kind
is
of an
pretty good,
amazing
yeah.
actor.
He was a great child actor.
There was
He really was. He was
yeah.
There was one moment, Shia LaBeouf, that literally made me sort of emotional gulp. Was the moment when he's talking with Zero and they're talking about they've both been to the same park. He's like, oh, I remember that park, and he's like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I used to sleep in the tunnel between those two things, and then just Shia's just quiet reaction to that. I was
Yeah, he's just like, God damn it.
This guy's really good.
Yeah.
And I hope he.
That's part of where some of my rage listening to the book came from. I was like, why is the Zeronis also cursed?
Oh.
It just felt, I don't know, it's just every treatment of Zero is a fucking act of war, dude. It's insane.
I don't know that he's cursed. I think he might just be experiencing racism all
Well,
the time.
I mean that too, yes.
I feel like he's not.
socioeconomic
Yeah,
sort
Yeah.
of-
I mean, he is technically experiencing a lot of hardship, obviously, or maybe the curse for him is that she didn't go up the mountain, so it's like a curse on herself almost, or
Yeah.
something. Maybe she needed to undo a curse, and she knew the way to do it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's literally a curse. I think it probably is just God works in mysterious ways kind of
It
deal.
is funny though for
Yeah.
Caveman / Stanley, our protagonist, to be complaining about being cursed when he's lived in a nice
Yeah,
apartment
dude.
with his whole family, and then he's complaining about Zero, a child who literally is keeps being called Zero, and like every adult is so mean to him, and he grew up in an orphanage, and he can't find his mom, and no one cares about him at all. And here's like white kid Stanley being like, and my whole family's cursed. And you're like,
my apartment smells like a shoe.
It's like, yeah, you have an apartment.
Yeah, it's just as bad, dude.
Same thing.
You can read because you went to school.
Yeah, it is crazy how much the adults fucking hate Zero.
It's wild.
Yeah, he's the one character because
what
what is the Tim Blake now say? It's like Pendarsky.
Pendansky.
3 words.
Like
Pendansky.
he makes a point of saying everyone's real name instead of their like tent nickname, except for Zero. He's just like, yeah, that's Zero.
Which again also pays off though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Like every single thing that you think is like a little thing in this is not. It pays off.
Yeah.
It all pays off.
Yeah, it's really good. Basically, they're digging holes. They become friends. And like, there's some like obviously some interesting stuff in terms of like how does Stanley ingratiate himself into the group, and like he eventually earns the nickname Caveman. I actually don't really know why in the book. They just say he kind of looks like a caveman.
Yeah, and
the
also
way he like has a fight with that kid, I don't know. It's something to do with that.
Yeah, it's not very clear.
It's not super
in the
clear.
Movie, I think, or they say he looks like a Neanderthal. I don't know. But
They do
he
say that. Yeah,
gets into the group, and honestly, like I feel like in the book, the group is actually way cooler to him than in the movie. Like I think he ingratiates more quickly in the book.
I would say they're both pretty flippant with him.
Yeah.
Like they like him sometimes.
Right.
But there is like a hierarchy in the group that's like very well established, which it feels very real to hanging out with a new group of people. Like if you come like 5 minutes late to the first day of school, first day ever, it feels like that. Like you're like, oh my God, I'm never... Like, I didn't go to kindergarten that everyone in my school went to. I started in first grade. And to me, I always felt like, oh, my God, I'm the new kid. And it was like 10th grade. I was like, oh, wait. No, I've been here.
Still clicked up and I'm on
But
the
it feels like that. And also,
though,
like, you imagine that, like, at a boys' camp, there's hierarchy. Like,
yeah, and based purely on seniority, which is also, like, kind of an interesting, like... Right now, X-Ray's been here the longest, so we all just respect that guy because he's had to dig more holes than us, which is, like, the most tangible kind of, like... Yeah, he's the leader, which is super interesting.
I do also wonder a little bit if by changing Caveman's character from being someone who's overweight to someone who looks like Shia LaBeouf, they're like, well, they got to be meaner to him. Like maybe they would give the new fat kid a little bit more slack or something, but like if he looks like Shia LaBeouf, like they got to fuck with him a little more. I don't know.
Honestly, it was my only complaint about the adaptation was the loss of the overweightness, because like as somebody who was overweight for a large portion of my childhood, all of it, digging a hole outside in the heat, you could not have created a hell more specific to me. Like, and now I'm a fat kid with all these other kids that like, yes, they hate it, yes, it's bad, but I can't even run the mile, that they're making us run in gym class. I'm walking the mile. And now all the kids that are doing like the Pacer presidential fitness test really fast, they're fine. I don't care about them. You know what I mean? Like there was like this extra vulnerability of like, it's a physical task.
Definitely. Yeah. And he has to like get as he has to get on their level and like eventually, and then does like, again, get stronger, get better. Like there's real tangible growth there that does feel like it's missing from the movie a little bit in terms of like he earning his stripes. And,
the
like,
cohesion is a little bit lost in the movie, I think.
Yeah, just a touch. But
I mean, to be fair, the more important story is Zeroni and his family. Both their families intertwined.
Yes, exactly. Which is like so Zero, you might have surmised, is short for
Zeroni. When I read this as a kid the first time, I still remember it hitting me. Like that reveal more than anything else in the entire book. Like the other stuff started to be like, oh, okay, like it's closing the loop. But then when it was like Zero Zeroni, and I was like, it was there the whole time. Like as a third grader, I was like, what? Yeah. And like again, the Pendansky, like Mr. Pendansky calling him Zero is his real name.
Right.
Just like everybody else got their real name. And he doesn't ever push back that, like, this is a nickname.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't a nickname. I mean, it's technically a shortening of his last name, but, like, you're made to believe that Zero is just, like, you're nothing, you're worthless as a nickname, but it's a shortening of the name.
Yeah.
Like,
I experienced that yesterday as I was reading it. I was like, it's still so good.
It hits so hard.
It hits.
It's like reading an Agatha Christie novel where they're like, oh my God, wait, she was, you're like, the maid was in there or whatever.
Was in the room the whole time.
Like, oh my God.
100%. Yeah.
Also because Louis Sacker doesn't really like put too much mustard on it. He just is kind of like, I know if I just like put these pieces together for you real easy and smooth.
Well, it's like end of chapter, bro. We're going to something else.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying. Yeah, exactly. He's like, we're not gonna linger.
Yeah.
Like even the fact that in the movie they make a little bit more of a thing of the parallel of like Stanley eventually like making good on the promise of his ancestors.
Yeah.
Is sort of like just in the epilogue of the book, but in the movie they're like, we gotta throw in some voiceover or something
cross-cutting
to make it a little more obvious what's happening here.
Right.
But,
yes. Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to
it.
that.
I felt some of it, but so basically, right? They're all digging holes all the time. There's
building so much character
every day, and we get little like moments, or there's things that happen where like we meet the warden eventually for. Well, okay, oh boy. I gotta go back.
So
much that happens.
Stanley finds a lipstick case,
Thank you.
and
Yes, get me back on
if you
track.
find something in a hole, you're supposed to bring it to the warden, and you get the rest of the day off. So like you want to find it. He finds it. Well, he finds something else first. It's boring, so they're like, you don't get the day off. And then X-Ray, who's like in charge of everyone, is like, next time that happens, you have to give it to me, so I get the day off.
I've been here a
for
long
6 months and I
time.
ain't found nothing.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, I'll remember that. So that's basically the really big thing, because obviously it's not just building character. They're out here looking for Kate Barlow's something, as we know, kissing Kate Barlow's treasure, because in like her final bit of lore, she's like comes back to Green Lake, she buries treasure, and it's just like
in the dried up lake that is now dried up because they did racism.
They did racism. She's hanging out at the overturned boat of Sam. And like basically Trout and her pupil, what's her name?
I can't remember.
Linda Miller, I think.
Yeah.
Linda Walker now.
Yeah.
I think it is Miller.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Comes back and are like, we saw you with the shovel. Where's the treasure? We want, because basically they're like, oh, it's dried up. Everything, all his money dried up with the lake. She's like, oh, you wanted his money, and it's like, oh, it's gone now. So eventually, and she's like, you're never gonna find it. She curses them.
Yeah, she then curses them.
The cursing continues.
Curses flying left and right in this
all
movie.
Yes.
For generations, you'll be digging all over this lake, and you won't find this treasure, basically. And she gets bit by a 11 yellow spotted lizard, which is the deadliest thing you can have in this part of Texas. Like rattlesnakes, you might live. This thing, you're gonna die a slow and painful death.
No matter what.
Unless you're Patricia Arquette and you just die like a fucking badass immediately.
Also, everybody in the town had been somewhat protected from these lizards because Sam, who sells onions, sells lizard juice, which sounds like an energy drink, and is actually just like apparently onion juice, it seems, which protects you from the lizards, which is like great. Sam's
even
dead.
That scene in the movie where he's like, "Oh, that guy didn't have my onion stuff," and it's like a dude in like a wagon that died, presumably from a lizard.
Yeah, so like nobody in the town, herself included, has the onion juice anymore because Sam's dead because they did a hate crime, and so she's like,
they did it to themselves, man.
Yeah, they did. They really did. And that's why you shouldn't be racist. You might run out of lizard juice.
Lizard juice and get bit and die.
It's
terrible.
Yeah.
Which that was in that scene that you were just referencing with the guy who died. Sam's also selling onions stuff to put on people's heads to regrow their hair, and that's Louis Sacker.
Oh,
that's right.
He's the bald guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and she gives him peaches in exchange too, which is like a nice plot point that Kissing Kate Barlow cans or jars, whatever, peaches for him, and they have like a trade.
Street name Splooge.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
They are trading splooge in that movie for sure, in a different way. I think. I don't think they stopped at a kiss, and I'll say it. I think that's when they got caught.
There's no way they stopped.
If Juleha was in my town and he had any interest in me, oh my gosh, the schoolhouse is going to burn down for different reasons.
Speaking of the lizards real quick, the like one real addition for the movie is John Voight as Mr. Sir, the kind of like nutsy, not warden, but he's like
vice warden question
Yeah,
mark?
that's probably good. Yeah. A vice principal warden type,
who's
like the overseer
chewing,
kind of shit.
Yeah, who's chewing sesame seeds because he quit smoking, and anyhow, but this is like John Voight, Anaconda, Baby Geniuses era John Voight, just
you for Baby
hamming it up and he just has a scene where he just starts shooting at a yellow lizard that's
Yeah.
by Shia LaBeouf.
He's so antsy in that scene too. He's like shaking the entire scene.
That scene actually kind of worked for me because it was like the first time that you see Mr. Sir afraid.
Yeah.
I think it's the first one, like because he's afraid of the warden later. You find out, but like he's afraid of this lizard, which like really sells it that like he's willing to waste a bullet, kill somebody, and kind of like quote unquote save Shia LaBeouf because he's afraid.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was good. I was like, all right.
It's good. Every choice he makes in this movie is honestly
Whoever
he's on fire.
decided his facial hair, that is one thing that you don't get in the book. And Jon Voight's facial hair in this movie is so important.
Yeah.
It's important in many
Incredible.
ways. There's just a moment where he's like, he like flaps his hands when he's like, the buzzards will get you. And I was like, whatever you want. Just keep going.
The inventor of acting is here.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't realize
Yeah.
the greatest actor of all time walked into this movie.
Also, it's just funny to think about the fact that Megalopolis is a Holes reunion between
No, I
Shia
was
LaBeouf,
also thinking about that. Yeah,
Shia
yeah.
LaBeouf and John Boyd. What do they talk about? What are those guys getting to talking about?
So
I
much
bet
has
20
happened
years
since.
later on set, right as John Voight was about to say, check out my giant boner, he was like, you remember when we did Holes together?
We used to do good work, man.
We used to do good stuff.
What a pairing. What a,
Yeah.
like, each crazier than the next kind of pairing.
Truly.
Just like, what do they talk about?
The intervening 22 years has only broken their brains more in a way that should be studied.
Like, they somehow fumbled Angelina Jolie as a daughter and then fumbled, like, a lot of women as an abuser. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's like, oh, wow.
In ways that, yeah, exactly, should be, again, just put
Studied.
him in a museum piece
Yeah.
of some kind. Yeah, and just like lives and careers and like normality, like everything. They fumbled everything basically.
Yeah. Wild reunion.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Megalopolis.
it's the one we all wanted.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Stanley finds this this lipstick tube. We're not sure what it is at first, but it has the initials KB on it, and basically like he like kind of wants to keep it for himself. But then he gets kind of founded with it, and he's like, okay, I'll give it to X-Ray. And then he like talks X-Ray into being like, well, you should do it tomorrow. Your hole's almost done. That way you get the whole day off. And he's like, oh, smart idea.
Yeah.
And in the book, there's a whole thing where they talk about it in the movie too, but it's there's a scene in the book where they're like, the next day he's like, you got the thing? And then X-Ray's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. And it's
the
because
fuck you talking
yeah,
about?
dude, don't ever look at me.
Yeah.
And basically, it's like all the kids are convinced that the warden, who we haven't met yet, is like bugged and bugged the whole camp.
Yeah.
Which there is like a element of like feels like there's a kernel of truth to that because she like knows everyone's
He knows
nicknames.
everyone's names.
It's a
when she shows
commentary on the panopticon, I feel. It's like
Yeah.
it's a deeply Foucauldian, concept of what a prison is like and what it does to your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally,
Like,
100%.
It is paranoia, but it's also probably real. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, are you paranoid then?
Right, exactly. How far do you think? And there's like they play it to some comedic effect in the movie where like, oh, she's got a camera in the shower, and there's like a scene with him being like looking around for the camera. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, there's some certain level of hamming it up.
There is
in the
even
movie.
in the very first scene when he's like getting his new uniform. There's like a pratfall that I was like, oh, okay, we're doing pratfalls. That's cool. That's fun. All right.
All right.
He's changed out of pants and he's falling down. We're having a good time. Basically, so then the next day, X-Ray's like, oh, I found it. And then this is the first time we meet the warden. She shows up, and it is a smoking hot Sigourney Weaver. Just
Excuse me?
excuse me, just crushing it.
Yeah.
Jeans painted on her body.
Yeah.
Fucking cowboy boots. Sorry to sexualize Sigourney Weaver. No one's ever done that before, but I'll step in the ring.
Get in there.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
She's like
Looks
what
incredible.
Texas thinks it is. Like,
Yeah.
like she looks
100%.
great. And then she's like kind of mean, but like kind of hot about it.
Yeah, be mean to me. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, Allan, as someone from Texas, can you confirm that's what Texas should look like?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool, perfect.
100%.
Just wanted to run
That's
that
the
by
flag now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just Sigourney
100%.
Weaver in this role. And it's like an asterisk. They're like, not her personality, just her looks
Yeah.
in this role.
Would be very good. Yeah. They should do that. That's perfect.
New flag for you
New
guys.
flag for
New
Texas.
flag for Texas.
Hey, that coward Greg Abbott. Do something real. So yeah, she shows up and she's like, basically is just like, oh my God, X-Ray, you're a fucking hero.
Yeah.
Let's get this guy back, give him double shower time, and you don't have to dig the rest of the day. We're gonna get these wheelbarrows out here, and then it becomes abundantly clear. Okay, we're not just out here to dig to build character. We're looking for something, obviously, and it's beautiful. In the movie is unbelievable. It's like shit that's just like fucking drugs to me, where they're like walking through like the little tunnels they've dug.
That was cool. Also, X-Ray, though, because he pretends to find the thing the next day, he doesn't show her where
to actually dig.
Because he's like pretending, and he's like, oh, I found it here in this other part where they're digging holes, instead of where they really found it, which was the day before where Stanley found it.
Yep,
so like
it's
that
perfect.
also makes them dig in the wrong area for a long time, but the warden doesn't know, but like they don't care.
Right,
Like,
they're not going to tell her, and I guess she would not assume that they would lie to her about that because they have their own hierarchy, because she doesn't see them as people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like brilliant as well. It's all so fucking good. In the movie, there's also a great bit where there's like a very distinct rock that Stanley digs out of the hole that has the lipstick tube, so he like can remember where to come back. It's like a North Star
Yeah.
to come back to the actual
That
hole.
looks like Eartha Kitt's face. I'll say it.
Great point. Absolutely, it does. I think
looks
the
like her.
movie does make that point at some point. Yeah, but yeah, 100%. So yes, they dig in the wrong place for like way too long, and like everybody, she's like gets. You see how annoyed, right? She abuses
And they
the
can't
shit.
stop digging because it's not a 5x5 hole anymore. So they just have to dig all day. So the like everyone's getting agitated.
Yes, and like there's moments where like they're not finding anything, and like what Mr. Sir and Badansky are like, boy, she's like losing her fucking marbles here, and she's like, well, you want to get down there with a shovel?
Excuse
me, what's that? Yeah, it's really very good in that way. So and she like again abuses Badansky in that moment where. So we see that the abuse, it comes from the top.
It comes
it
from
rolls
the
down.
well,
hill.
yeah, and also down abuse,
and also just the scene where Mr. Sir wants her to come down on Stanley for claiming to steal his sunflower seeds, and instead she's like, "Don't waste my time." Scratches his face with rattlesnake venom.
I would argue bitch slaps his face.
Yes, she
with
paints
rattle.
Yeah, she like, paints her nails.
Poison nails, dude.
And also, though, she like caresses Stanley's face first to
And
show
he's
that like
he's like
I'm
recoiling in terror.
Yes,
Yeah.
like she's like it's fine as long as it's dry. So she like repaints her nails,
It's like,
caresses
God
Stanley's
damn,
face,
dude.
and then bitch slaps Mr. Sir, and he has like these terrible markings forever. It's so satisfying, even though it's coming from an evil person. But you're like watching Mr. Sir get hurt, and you're like, yes.
Good.
But it also makes him even more cruel now.
Yes, right, because this is a scene where it's also, again, perfect how dumb the adults are in this movie, where he's like, I'm pretty sure it was X-Ray, and it's like, you don't think it's the kid nicknamed Magnet? Are you kidding me? Are you the stupidest man alive?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, he is, and as we learn, he is. But yeah, so
He's got magnets on his fingers, bro.
the little fingers are magnets. Great, so this is, they go back to digging regular holes, and on that day, Magnet steals the sunflower seeds, and then it leads to this moment. After that,
Well, they're in the warden's house, too, for this bitch slap scene. That's important because Stanley comes in and sees all this stuff in her house, including, like makeup accoutrement / compact cases that also have, like, the gold that the lipstick tube is in, and then there's all these posters on the wall being like, Kissing Kate Barlow, and all of a sudden Stanley puts it together that, like, KB is Kate Barlow, Catherine Barlow.
And
like,
it was a lipstick tube,
So then Stanley figures out, like, this is what we're looking for. Not just we're looking for something. This is it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, he's been helping teach Zero to read.
Yes, which is, like, a beautiful relationship, and is, like, we learn that Zero is also, like, smart in his own way. He's, like, really
Great
good
at
at math. Yeah, exactly. He's amazing at math, but, like, struggles with reading, but like that's
because he didn't go to fucking
school,
school,
right?
Because he lives on the fucking streets.
He was never taught, but like he's quick with
fucking
math.
sad,
and it's like really, that stuff really works. And again, it's this thing of he wants to learn how to read. He's like reading over. Stanley assumes he's reading over his shoulder, and he's like, I can't read, man. I'm not reading over your shoulder. And he's like, can you teach me? And he's like, I'm not a teacher, and I'm too tired, and I don't know what to tell you. And then eventually, like Stanley kind of comes around to so. He comes back from the sunflower seed incident, and his hole's all dug. And they're like, "What the? What?" He's like, "Thanks, guys. I took the bullet for us. Thanks for doing that."
Yeah. They're like,
"We
fuck you. We don't like you still."
like,
we hate
dummy.
you.
No, we would never have done that. That kid did for some reason.
Yeah,
he likes
the
digging
other
holes.
idiot did it.
Yeah, and at that moment, they kind of like broker this deal of like, okay, I'll help you dig your hole because I'm so much faster than you. You'll be less tired, so you can teach me. We'll get done at the same time. Win-win-win for everybody. We've negotiated a lovely deal here.
What they didn't foresee is the pettiness of a group of little boys.
It's
Who have to dig their own holes. Yes.
And now they're pissed that Zero's helping him. They are so mad about it, which, like, the first time that because I watched it, like, watched the movie and then came back to the book. So the first time when I was watching it, I was like, that's so shitty that they're, like, petty about Zero helping dig the hole. Like, he's going to learn to read, which they don't know, but still, come on.
Yeah.
And then later I, like, had this moment where I was like, you would be a person that would be mad about that at camp, Sophia. Like, get real. I'd be there like, that's not really fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
He should come and dig all our holes.
Yeah, I would probably be that annoying person. Like, I had to, like, really reality check myself.
Is it in the book where Caveman has the realization? He's like, he's been working that whole time and learning.
Yeah.
I could be working that whole time and teaching. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's in both. Because
Yeah.
so eventually,
What's the deal's a little softer in the movie.
It
because
is.
he initially is like, no, you don't have to do anything for me. And then he's like, no, it'll be better for everyone.
Right,
He's
because
just
we'll
like,
get done at the same time.
Okay,
Blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
right. All these like pros, and he's like, "Oh, okay, fine, I'll do it."
Yeah.
But this eventually leads to like an out and out sort of fight, where like Polanski is also, again, for being a doctor, I put that in air quotes.
Yeah.
Is like, yeah, kick his ass, Stanley. Like Zigzag comes up to him and is like, yeah, eat my cookie, do me a favor, eat my cookie. And he refuses to do that, and then starts pushing him. And then Polanski's like, "Yeah, get into a full-on brawl."
Yeah.
This is how I deal with kids' emotions.
No one has ever hated a child more than Mr./Dr. Polanski.
Yeah.
Different in the book and movie, hates Zero. Like, with seemingly no reason, which is actually, like, again, like, kind of a real thing, like you said about
Yeah.
people being kind of real, where, like, there are adults that just, like, randomly hate a child, and
Yeah.
you're like, that's insane behavior.
Yeah.
And I do, and this is occurring to me right now, and I wonder if this is sort of part of it, is like, there's an element of like, does he, because he's like the low man on the totem pole, he hates Zero because like he sees that he's the low man on the totem pole. Like,
Maybe.
he hates in him what he sees in himself.
I think it's part of that, and I think it's because he's a ward of the state. Like they're all not human to them, but
Right.
like Zero is the least human.
And he has
Yes.
no
To him.
protection, which is actually like
Yeah.
a really good note because like he has
Yeah.
nobody. Like Stanley's ostensibly writing letters to his parents
Right.
and getting letters from his parents, which I can't believe they're allowing in and out. But like whatever. What else can you put in a mail? Shit.
Well, they're reading those letters first.
No, absolutely. They're steaming those bad boys open. They don't even need to steam them. They're just opening them in
Yeah,
front of the
just
boys.
opening
They
them,
don't
yeah.
care. But like Zero has no one. Like there's
Yeah.
no protection for Zero.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how he ended up there. Did he have a court case? Like there's the it's suggested
It's
he does.
literally not
but,
even- yeah.
But like question mark?
Right.
Yeah.
There's also a world in which, like, right, why does he even, like, he is the most defenseless, so it's like, we're going to pick on him the worst, which
Yes.
is always, like, also feels like human nature in a way.
Yeah.
So this leads to a big fight, and then this leads to the moment where, again, so Stanley and Zigzag get into it, and Zero, in the world of, like, I'm going to protect my friend, like, basically starts to choke out Zigzag
Yeah.
to a point that's kind of crazy for a Disney movie. Even in the making of featurette, the kid who plays Zero was like, man, Zero is like fucking rocks. I'm like the hardest core kid in a Disney movie ever. I'm about to beat someone over the head with a pool ball.
Yeah.
At one
Oh
point.
yeah, when he grabs the pool ball
To
just
also,
in case.
just
I
in
was like,
case to
holy
defend
shit.
Stanley in
Yeah.
that scene, but doesn't go anywhere. And it's like,
Yeah.
man, this
And
character.
they aren't
No.
even like full on friends yet.
No,
Yeah.
he's about to
Yeah.
beat the brakes off this guy. Like
Yeah.
he is like fully like
Yeah.
beat the brakes off. That's the
Yeah.
phrase. Oh my god, he's about
Honestly,
to kill
Rick
him.
sounded really good
both,
too. Though. I would
both,
say both sounded
everything.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he's like so little in the movie, but the actor turned out to be like a 6'1", like very buff guy that does
Super
like
hot. He's really
Tekken
hot.
No, he's
champion,
really
I
hot. He
believe,
does-
too.
Yeah, he does like like he's like a streaming guy now,
Yeah.
and I'm like honestly amazing trajectory to go from like little runt in a Disney movie to being
Yeah.
like 6'1" and hot. And
Yeah.
being like,
Yeah, pretty good life, man.
Yeah.
Turned out good.
Pretty good life.
Pretty good. So this eventually leads to, well, what it's like, this all ends up coming towards, like, the warden comes out, and at least I'm trying to remember, is this also happened in the book? It's like the warden comes out, because Polanski, like, fires a gun in the air to, like, break up this fight. So then Mr. Sir comes, the warden comes out, and this is where the whole deal comes out, and then they're
Zero
like,
take.
Zero takes a
Yeah, and
shovel
the
to Mr.
the
Polanski's
warden's
face.
just basically like, stop with the teaching. Everybody does their own holes.
And he's like, well, I mean, I'll dig my hole, but I could still teach him. She's like, no.
No.
He's like, what the fuck?
You're confusing his brain, or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, what?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Zero takes a shovel to Mr. Polanski's face and just runs off into the desert, which must have felt awesome.
Yeah.
I would think.
It's crazy that the warden's mindset is like every single elected official in Florida's mindset, which is please don't teach him to read. Please.
If they know how to read,
we are in trouble.
things will go bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty true. I mean, consider truly again another sort of perfect like juvenile rehabilitation like. So actually, a friend of ours is actually working now at a juvenile detention center that has a school in it. Like she's a teacher, and she's like basically starting a school there because like they have a school, but they're like trying to make like better lesson plans and things.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, I come in and they're like on season 3 of Squid Games, and that's their English class and stuff like that. Oh my
god!
So it's like
depressing.
and apparently there are kids who've like spent their entire high school career there. Like they'll get out, they come back, they come out, and it's so there is no rehabilitation, there is no restorative justice happening in places like this. And this is an example of like we could be making this kid better right now, and they're like, no, fucking knock it off. No. What are you doing? Which is crazy. So he runs off. I'm trying to think, is there any other thing we need to know in a different timeline? That I think we've covered all the other timelines up to this point, right?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, I guess just maybe, I don't know if we said, so basically the warden is the like child, like, you know, great grandchild of Trout Walker and the people that own the lake,
right?
And
so,
Linda Miller / Walker, and her family has like been making her dig holes, and they've been digging holes, and like this is a family obsession.
Yeah, it's
even on Christmas,
trauma.
Man.
Yeah, the scene that is I guess another thing added for the movie, but it's so good of just Grandpa being like, dig that hole.
Yeah,
never stop digging.
I'm tired.
And the way she like looks into like the ground as she's like describing her like traumatic childhood, it's like, I mean, you still suck, but that does suck. I'm sorry.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, because they did this out of like some sense of like rehabilitation government program, which you can be like, yeah, bureaucaucy is bad and our justice system sucks, but like her family made her do this. Like her family picked holes. Yeah, like her family was like, no, we're doing holes every day.
Yeah, every day.
It's holes all day, every day, over and over, even on Christmas. Even on Christmas. Yeah. Right, exactly. Her family trauma and why they're out there.
And how she knows about the treasure. I want to know about the deal that she struck with the state to be like, I'll create this system. You give us money to house these boys and rehabilitate them.
Oh,
like,
I'm
what
sure
an elaborate
no
plan.
questions were asked. They were like, we got so many boys. How many do you want?
Yeah. But they had to, like,
I do
someone has
not
to
care
pay
what
for
happens
it.
to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, they are technically being paid for their, I mean,
like per boy.
Per boy,
yeah.
Getting paid per head. It's pretty good. So Zero runs off. Stanley's like, this is obviously bad. A new kid shows up immediately.
Yeah.
Twitch.
So
awesome.
interchangeable.
They're all
incredible.
just immediately replaceable.
Yeah.
Twitch, really good at stealing cars, which gives Stanley the idea to, or Caveman, excuse me, I should use his chosen name, to steal Mr. Sir's truck.
The water truck.
The water truck, which there is a whole thing. The punishment for him not getting punished by the warden is that Mr. Sir stops giving him water, basically.
Yeah, killing him.
Yeah, killing him slowly. Withholds water.
Him. Yes.
Life-giving water. The one thing they have here that they don't have in 100 miles.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just going to pour that right on the ground.
Yeah.
So Stanley tries to steal the truck. He drives right into a hole, which is pretty awesome in the movie. Mm-hmm. That's really good.
It does suck that, like, he could have gotten so far and done totally fine had he known how to drive.
Yeah.
Like, it just
So
sucks.
close.
Like, you're watching it and you're like, oh, man, you have all the water.
Yeah.
You can go 100 miles or at least to the next gas station and, like,
I mean, take one lesson with Twitch, you know?
Yeah, let Twitch
let Twitch school you a little bit.
a little.
There's it's in the book where, in more detail, where, like, he's trying to get the car to go and it's not, and Twitch is like, put it in gear, and he's like, okay, and then and they kind of have that in the movie where he's just like sort of yelling it, but it's
Twitch in the movie was really funny.
Twitch is great.
He was like a psychopath. He's like, oh, I think that's a Jaguar.
But also they let him keep his upside down and backwards visor that was popular at the time, which was amazing. Like no other kid, like I guess Stanley kind of has an orange hat, but like I don't know, it just seems like such a funny detail that they're like, let him look like a cool kid from 2008 or whenever this movie was made.
A boy band or something.
Yeah, whenever this movie was made.
So Stanley then he's on the run and goes out to try to find Zero. He finds him in the middle of the empty lake, hiding out under the Mary Lou.
The boat that was in that Sam was killed in.
Sam was killed in, that was sunk, and is now like upside down. So it's like providing some shelter for Zero. And he like gets there, and Zero is pretty fucked up. It's been like a few days, and all he's had to drink is sploosh.
Yeah.
Which are spiced peaches. I can't imagine the most hydrating thing.
No.
Probably enough to keep you alive.
I guess.
You got to do what you got
That's
to do.
a long time,
But
man.
I
That's a
also-
long time.
You know, the book is very clear that it's like there's got to be bacteria and stuff in there, and eventually like Zero succumbs to that. But in the movie, they're like, we won't worry about bacteria until it's important for the plot.
Right.
They do tell you, survivalists always tell you, like, no matter what, drink anything you find, because it's so much easier to save somebody that's sick than save someone who's out of water. Like, if you die, you die. And so they're like, if you see water, even if you're worried it's dirty, drink it. And I like that about this. They're like, he's gotta. If we're in the desert, he's got sploosh. That's all he's got.
It's all he's got. It's all
It's
his
100-year-old
found.
can spiced peaches.
Yeah.
Go for it.
They taste
You
pretty
get that
good.
botulism, you get that botulism. I'm like, it happens.
And and there's also, they set up earlier, again, there's a moment where like Stanley is looking out over the vast wasteland that is his surroundings, and he sees a
God's
mountain
thumb.
that looks like a thumb, a thumbs up. And he's like, oh, God's thumb. Interesting. And so they start to basically, like, they both agree that's what it looks like. And he's like, well, let's walk there. And they get to the...
I know a guy who once was able to live for 2 weeks because of
On
whatever's
God's
over there at
thumb,
God's thumb.
exactly.
Yeah.
I have to say, I feel like a little bit of a contrarian because I feel like I would have been in that situation and they would have been like, what does that look like to you? And I've been like, a mountain?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
and they
I
were
don't
like,
know.
maybe a thumb. And I've been like, no. They'd be like,
I
let's go there. I'd
guess.
be like, I don't think so, guys.
I've never
Yeah.
seen a thumb that actually looks like
Let's
that,
try to
be
find a
honest.
road and
Pretty
see if we can
jagged for
get
a thumb.
somewhere.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I would have ruined the plan. I'll put it that way. I would be dead because I would have ruined the plan.
This was a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Let's not go there. So they go there. And then as part of it, it's basically like, as they're going up the mountain, like, yeah, Zero is getting ill from having drunk so much peach preserves.
Peach schnapps.
I mean, honestly, they probably would ferment
I
over
was
time.
I was assuming
Peach
they
should have
were at
been
least
hammered.
a little drunk, right?
That's
A little
you're
bit.
That's a
probably
really good
right.
point. I didn't even think about it.
Because
Yeah.
there is sugar in there.
That's what I'm saying.
It
He's
would
like
absolutely
white
ferment.
girl wasted off that, off that good sploosh.
I would- honestly, one question asked Louis Sacker: is he ill because he's like hungover,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't know what that is?
He's like, I keep throwing up. And we're like,
Throwing up, and I'm like dizzy and
Yeah.
dehydrated. I feel
Just drink a little bit
weird.
more, man. You'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Have a
You'll
little
be
more.
fine.
Chase
Been
some
there,
of that.
girl.
Chase some sploosh with some sploosh. You're gonna have a great night, brother. Keep it going.
Junior year of college. Am I right?
We've all been there. And so, in the process of like getting up to the mountain, Zero's getting ill. Stanley carries him up the mountain, who is now, in his own way, digging all these holes, has made himself strong every day. And now he is strong enough to carry Zero up the mountain. Hector Zeroni himself, the great grandson
Probably,
of
yeah.
Madame Zeroni.
Mhm.
And it may be a coincidence. I'll let you decide for yourself, as the book says. But the very next day, Stanley's dad figures out the solution to foot odor.
So in the
Peaches and onions.
And also, you know, he happens to give him some water up there. He happens to sing a little ditty to him up
Sings a little
there.
song.
All things that his great
well, his
grandfather was supposed
ancestral
to do.
memories take over.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
he's in God's thumb.
Sometime you're in
you know?
a time and a place where things just click for
Yeah.
you.
They all make sense.
Yeah.
You were going to say.
I was just. I do think it's funny that in the book, his dad is trying to find a use for old sneakers, and then ends up
I think
finding
recycling them, right?
Yes.
Which is like, what?
like what? That's like a commercial production. You can't do that in your one-bedroom house. I'm so sorry.
Exactly,
Like
exactly.
your son and your dad are sharing a room. It's time to give up on the dream. But in the book, that it's wait, sorry, I said
in the movie.
In the movie, he's just looking to cure foot odor, and in
Yeah.
the book, he happens upon curing foot odor as like this accidental outcome. But I do think it's very funny that like his son is at camp eating only peaches and onions, and back at home, hundreds of miles away, he all of a sudden is like, peaches and onions. Maybe this will do it.
That's the answer.
like it's not like his son wrote a letter or something or like
Right.
texted him is like, oh, eating all these peaches and onions, crazy.
Crazy. Weird combo for my stomach, but
Yeah.
delicious.
It's not
I
like Stanley
guess.
comes home and is like, this is how we survived, and then he
Yeah.
tries it or something. Like, That one's just pure coincidence.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm getting these names Kate and Sam.
Yeah.
Peaches and onions, Kate and Sam. Well, anyhow, whatever.
That's probably nothing, though.
A thing. Which we should mention, his dad in the movie is played by the great Henry Winkler.
Another
yes.
amazing, just like random role to be like, oh wow.
Henry Winkler, and the mom is the great actress
Siobhan Fallon from
Men in
Men in Black.
Well, yeah, and also
Edgar.
SNL, but yeah.
Oh, and SNL. Yeah, sure, that too.
I'm older than y'all. I remember when she was on SNL. Anyhow,
I legit didn't even know that.
Edgar's wife is all I think of her as. But she's great, and she's in a bunch of good stuff. So then, yes, the curse is broken. And they're like, eventually they're up there for long enough. They've eaten they find the onion patch.
Oh yeah,
like
they're living off the fat.
And they have
of the
like
land.
a creek of fresh spring water.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
It's
beautiful.
Yeah. God's thumb is heaven on earth.
And there is a moment in the book where he's like, I want to go, like they lost the shovel in the, like as they go up the mountain. And he's like, oh, I better go back down and get the shovel. And he's like, wow, I really carried him a long way. Which was the moment in the book where I was like, the curse is broken. Amazing. Unbelievable. He fucking did it again, this guy.
Yeah.
And
I know this story so well, and I still, every single thing that happened in the book, I was like, you did it.
he's doing it. He's doing it.
Lewis.
Lewis, you son of a
You're
bitch.
crazy for that one.
He's unstoppable, this guy.
Yeah.
And so he comes back up. He digs out a bigger water hole because it's like muddy. But they brought like the sploosh glasses with them, so they're drinking water. They're eating onions. They're having a great old time up there.
Washing their clothes.
Yeah, he like immediately jumps in the pond and he's like, "It's so cold. It's amazing." And then eventually, basically, they're like, "We can't stay up here forever." By the way, I think I know where buried treasure is. Let's dig one more hole.
Yeah, I'm feeling lucky.
He sells the shit out of that line.
Yeah, he does.
I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah.
So basically, they come down the mountain. They go back to the hole that Stanley knows where he found the lipstick tube. They find a big box. They're like, oh, this must be the thing. Of course, at that exact moment, the warden, Mr. Sir, and Podansky come out and are like, thanks for the help, boys.
Yeah.
I'll take that chest. But what should pop out? A whole bunch of yellow-spotted lizards.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we'll just wait it out. These boys are going to get...
Yes.
yeah, that's
die.
That's okay. We'll just wait till the lizards kill these kids,
Yeah.
and then money is ours.
Yeah.
Right. She's like, I've waited my whole life. I don't care. I can wait a few more minutes for these guys to get bit to death.
But they're not getting bitten.
Not getting bit. And then there is a great moment, and I'll say this, it's in the book and the movie, where someone goes, what if we shoot them? And then Podansky goes, the lizards or the kids? So good.
His fundamental misunderstanding of the dynamics
Yeah.
of like the cruelty of everyone around him, even though he's a participant, is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, there's also that great scene much earlier where she's like, just do what I say. And then walks out and is like, but she didn't say nothing.
Yes, he's so confused.
And then Jimmy Boy does
funny.
the same thing right after.
Does
He's
it
like,
right.
You didn't say anything either.
Yeah, he's like, well, you'll do what I say. And you didn't say
also,
anything.
when Zero went missing, it's important to say that the camp decided that he's a ward of the state, no one's looking for him, and they're going to burn the records that he didn't ever live there. But now they have a problem when Stanley goes missing, because Stanley does have parents who are going to be looking for him, and he has a lawyer that is that has tried to check in on him because he's been found innocent. So she comes and is like, where's Stanley? And they're like, he's not here because he's up at God's thumb. And they're like, you don't have a warrant. And she's like, okay, I'll go get the warrant to see a child, you weirdos.
Yeah.
And she leaves. And so ostensibly she's on her way back.
Yes, there's a ticking clock for
Ticking
them.
clock for this situation with the lizards.
Yes, exactly. Right, as well, right. They're like, we don't know what to do about this, but right, we want to get the chest out of here. Right, in the book, the lawyer is like a patent lawyer because we don't actually know at the time in the book, but the dad she's trying to patent his invention of that cures foot odor. And she's like, well, I'll look into this on the side. I don't care, whatever. Yeah. There is also a great thing in the book where Podansky's like, they're like, he becomes a hacker briefly.
He's like, there's nothing I can't do. And it's
no,
like,
I can't
Are
hack.
you kidding?
He's like,
Since when?
give me 2 keyboards.
We haven't
I
even
gotta
seen a computer.
Exactly.
Do they have electricity here?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. But they're like, oh, his file at the state fell into a hole in cyberspace.
Yeah.
Because everything's holes.
Yeah.
Once you start seeing holes, everything's holes.
Yeah.
But so yes, he's like burned the file. So Hector like basically doesn't truly in the way that they're like he doesn't exist. They're like he doesn't exist. So they're waiting for the lizards to kill the kids, but they're not getting bitten. because they just ate all of a bunch of Sam's like generations old onions that have been still growing there. It
got
is
that lizard juice in them.
They got that lizard juice in them. Exactly. They do MRIs later, and there's just onions floating in their chest, like with the little with a dog. Okay, you got it. We got it.
No, I got it. They got that dog in them. Yeah.
We'll put it. Yeah, we'll put it. Okay, we'll do it again. And Allan, so you know what an MRI is? But imagine when you think you're going to see a chest, but there's an onion in there.
Continue.
You think there's a big floating onion in there, and you're like, no, I don't want to bite this kid. Eventually, they're in the hole. The lawyer comes, and they're like, they tell Stanley, like, hey, dummy, if you were here yesterday, you'd be free. Stupid. You blew it. Yeah. If you didn't run away, you'd already be home. And they really rubbing his nose in it.
Yeah.
Lawyer shows up. She comes back with like the attorney. Is it that they keep saying AG? Is it they couldn't literally be the Attorney General of Texas, right?
I assume they mean of like the county
The
or
county
something.
or the
like
war-
is that an Attorney General? Who knows?
They're basically
we
acting
will.
like U.S. Marshals, kind of like to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume
The less
Attorney
successful-
General of some sort for AG.
You gonna say the
was
less
they literally
successful
just-
sequel
to
to
the Fugitive, to Andrew Davis's The Fugitive, and scene.
I can see it in your brain.
I knew, you knew it was there. You knew it was in there. The warden is like, he broke into my cabin and stole that case. That's my case, and because he's been accused now for the second time, because the whole thing is when he's first accused, his mom's like, tell the truth, but he should have lied, because they're like, it's an unbelievable story that he should just hit you on the head and you started running away with him. And he's like, this time he's like, no, that's a lie. And he starts coming out of the hole, and the lizards are not attacking him. And then the Zero comes out as well. And he also, Zero at one point goes, is your first name your last name backwards? And he's like, yeah, and we don't know why. Until he's like, no, this is Stanley's. The warden, now that they're out, tries to take the case. It's my case. And he's like, no, it's got Stanley's name on it.
And she's like,
she might even have said, excuse me. And then it's revealed that it's Stanley, and that's the first case that Kate Barlow stole from him. And then that's
what
pretty
a
much
death blow to her.
brutal.
To be like, fuck.
It is funny though that she tries immediately to be like this thing that is covered in dirt and has been caked on forever. She's like, that just came from my air-conditioned house, and they took it. And you're like, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like every single adult here can see that this did not come from your
But then in the
house.
book, she's like, well, he took the contents and put it in there. So what's in there is actually mine, not the case. I said,
it really hit in the movie that it's like, this is the oldest case of all time, and it's so dirty. There's no way it just came from your house.
Also, the chances of Stanley Yelnats being on your property the one time they do find the case, and it's him that finds it. Like, obviously, this is the point in the book. I get it, but like, if you're her, there have been like 50 years where you've been running this camp, or whatever, 20 years for her. There was no Stanley Yelnats on the property, and if you had found that case, it would be on your property, and you'd be like, yeah, it's mine.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's a real kill yourself moment.
it's a God is real kind of moment.
And he has his thumb up on that mountain.
Which this is basically the end in the book. Like, the book ends pretty quickly. Or like, they go home, they split $1 million. It's like an epilogue, basically. Like, the book's over, epilogue.
It's like they got a little bit of money, but
we're
not
tying
that
things
much.
up just under $1 million a piece.
Yeah, and it's like that's still pretty substantial.
Still pretty good. And then the dad launches Sploosh.
But
and
that's a classic Sacker underplay. It's like, oh, it's just a little under $1 million.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha! I know it's a lot.
The gems weren't worth that much, but the paper was, which is again
Stocks of AT&T.
the moment in the movie when they're like, one for Zeroni, one for Yelnats. I was like, I'm 12 again. I am.
Yeah.
This is
Literally,
crazy.
a box of treasure immediately turned me into a child. I was like, and the jewels and the papers. It's like why National Treasure still works for me, or like any movie where they go see like a bunch of gold. I'm like, yes, that's real. That is like exactly how wealth works. I assume that's what's going on for Elon Musk. Like 100%, that's my knowledge of wealth. Is like a treasure box in a movie.
Yeah, you take big swims in it.
But they did. So also they like agree to split the money. Stanley isn't a selfish boy, and he splits it with
and his
Zero.
dad also great. He's just like, that makes sense.
Yeah, his
sure.
dad doesn't even push back at all, and like amazing, because I feel like there's a lot of dads and I'm like, this is our family money, and
Yeah,
instead he's
hold
like,
on now.
you made a friend at camp.
Love that for
Sweetie,
you, bud.
yes,
We're
let's-
so excited.
Let's split the money half and half. It was also funny that he was like, let's split it half and half. I was like, I feel like a 20-80 split would have been fine. Like, not to nickel and dime Zero over here, but
Finder's fee might have been okay. I don't know exactly.
But Zero uses it to pay for a private investigator and find his mom, which like emotions.
Tragic,
Truly
dude.
amazing. What a great moment. Also, it's like it explains so much to me afterwards that it's the director's dad, but like the grandfather waiting at the bus station like he's in a noir movie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like this perfect close up on his face being like with like a toothpick out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it's Hector's mom's here. It's like, whoa, yeah, let's go. But also we should say in the movie there is a massive comeuppance for the warden,
Yeah.
Mr.
The
Sir,
camp,
and
everything.
Bodansky, everything. That is really not in the book. Like, we learn that Mr. Sir's real name is Marion,
Yeah, which is a girl's name.
which is a girl's name.
To the kids.
Yeah,
It
and-
did start as a men's name,
It
which
did-
fine, but
Well, they asked.
Well,
like,
then he
isn't that a
sadly
girl-
goes, it's
It is
not.
a girl's name.
And yeah, like he's essentially a con man. He's like not who he
Yeah,
is.
there's a warrant out for his, or he's
on probation, and he has that gun, which he's been firing like crazy, so
Yes,
he's
yeah.
going to go back to prison.
yeah, because
and-
he's like trying to hide his face.
I know.
From like
So
one of the
funny.
cops the whole time.
He's so obvious. and
I know,
it's
yeah,
like,
he's-
buddy, if you hadn't moved at all, you
Just-
would have been fine.
Just maybe go in the office and not come
Yeah,
out.
right.
We learn Podansky's not a real doctor, and then basically also the warden is arrested for like misappropriation of funds and
She
child
also, like,
abuse.
burned everything that had to do with Zero, who
Yeah.
like was a
Yeah,
ward of the state.
proof
so.
of his existence.
Right, pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty
all things
fucking
pretty bad.
bad.
And then immediately it starts to rain at the camp for the first time in 150 years, and it's like
And
the
then
curse is
they
broken
I think
again.
they set up the firing squad
Yes,
and
yes,
they shoot them.
They put them all against the wall.
30,000
They say,
times.
They curb stomp them.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
amazing.
amazing.
And they say, you don't do this to kids.
And then we get this beautiful coda in the book. So funny because we learn so much about Clyde Livingston's marriage so quickly.
Amazing stuff.
Really funny because Clyde Livingston is Stanley's favorite baseball player. He plays for the Texas Rangers, and his feet smell really bad, so he becomes the spokesperson for Sploosh.
That was the thing about his cleats that got stolen. They were stinky
They
cleats.
smelled bad.
Oh, we also forgot one clue is that Zero tells him
Oh,
that he's the reason why.
yes, right. Hold on. Yeah, that is the
Yeah,
other
we did miss
intertwining
that.
bit.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
right that it was actually Zero who stole the shoes and threw them off the overpass and hit Stanley with them. So like he kind of also has like a little bit of connection to Stanley
Yeah.
before. 'cause
Their
he's like-
fates have been intertwined from the beginning.
Which also
Yes.
makes his statement of like, who would steal from a homeless children's shelter? And it's like a homeless child.
A homeless child
who
is very
doesn't know
sad.
any better and just wants some shoes.
Yes.
The only plot hole in this entire thing is the entire book or movie is the idea that Zero steals these shoes that are cool cleats from this baseball player and that they fit him.
Right, exactly.
He's like walking down the street and you can see this really tiny pair of shoes on him that was not the shoes they used for the prop where
Yeah.
it's
Right.
stolen because the
I
other
would
shoes
go-
are a foot long.
I would go one step further. The cops finding someone who actually stole something is also fairly unbelievable.
Yes.
But they didn't. They
Yeah,
got the wrong guy.
I guess you're right.
Technically
You're right.
did not,
You're right.
and the criminal justice was wrong again.
Also, there's like a very heartbreaking moment where earlier during Stanley's trial, Sweet Feet is like, I hate Stanley Yelnats, basically. He's like, he's a bad person and who would ever do this and you should feel ashamed. And it's his like biggest sports hero and he has the posters on the wall.
Cuts to the sign poster.
Yes,
And like,
that
it's
little
so
intercut.
depressing. Like that actually made me almost as sad as anything else.
Yeah,
it's
no,
just like
it's-
Hero
Hero.
hates
It's
you.
real
hates
bad.
you.
It's real bad.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's tough.
The payoff is that he's then in his dad's commercials and
Right.
with
Yeah.
his wife that he has issues with kind of about his feet.
In the book, they're like, yeah, basically they're all watching. It's like there's a Super Bowl ad for Sploosh. And Clyde Livingston is watching the commercial at their new mansion, and his wife is just like, "Boy, did his feet stink!
Yeah.
They were so bad." And Clyde at one point covers her
He
mouth,
covers her-
literally covers her mouth, like enough. I
And then
can't
tells
hear this.
Stanley to
Can you mind
continue
doing
to
it for
cover
me
it.
too? Could you? And then the book ends beautifully with like Zero's mother or Hector's mother singing the lullaby to him, and that's the end of it. In the movie, like all the boys are there and they're
Yeah.
like jumping around in the pool, and then it's basically the same ending. But
And they
it's
live next
beautiful.
door and like can join pools, which is
yes.
everyone's dream with their best friend. Like,
It really
pretty
is
sick.
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
They
Like I
become
really
neighbors.
thought that was going to happen to me and my best friend when I grew up.
No.
Man, that would have been awesome. Yeah, just living in a shared
In this situation, we
mansion.
didn't go to detention camp, but
Right.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah.
end.
And that's Holes.
Yeah.
That's Holes. That was it. They have a big statue with the shovel that found the.
Yeah.
It's a great detail.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Anyways.
So I don't know that we really got into it, Alan, but you did say before that you had some beefs, either minor or major. This is the time to bring them up.
No, it's just with how fucking everyone fucking hates Zero. And because I'm not given anything, like you said, it's just racism. And it was just like, it just sucks so much. Because I'd seen, I guess parts of this movie. I was not prepared to be like, oh, it's just fucking racism all the way down for zero. And I was just like, I wasn't ready for that. So I was like a little enraged while like reading what happens to him.
For Louis Sacker to write a book that has like a pretty good depiction, like not good, but accurate depiction of a lot of like racist tropes and people and the hatred that comes with it and like the actions that follow.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that coming out of white guys anymore. Like these like cool kids books that
not,
are like
not in a good way, at
but,
least.
No. You see a different kind of racism coming out of them.
Yeah.
Different depictions of racism from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like I wasn't like hating the book. It was just making me so mad when also I will say the narrator with his voices sometimes was not super helping me.
Yeah, no, the audiobook
I was like, I don't know,
reader,
man.
Especially for X-Ray, because he's like, hey, man.
Bro, it can only be described as talk and jive, bro.
It is.
I didn't do the audiobook, so that is really hurtful to hear.
It's crazy. It does sound like he's going to offer
it's
someone
subtle enough to like sort of tune it out, but it is always there for everyone.
Yeah, he does like a little
He does it
thing
for Magnet.
Yeah.
That
He does it for the lawyer.
Yes,
that was the thing
does
that
do
was
it for the
so
lawyer.
that was the thing that was so frustrating for me, especially for Zero, is that he really plays Zero as a dumb guy in the audiobook. He's like, hey,
He's like, I'm not dumb.
I know how to do math. Come on.
Fucking voice, dude. Don't do the voice. Yeah. Just a bad choice all around.
Yeah.
But, still a fantastic book.
Nice.
Thank God.
All right, so let's do a speed round of do we like the book, do we like the movie, which is better? I think we can pretty much say we all liked both book and movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, so Sophia, we'll start with you. Which is better, book or movie?
Book. It's so good. The structure's so good. The chapters are so perfectly cut out. Louis Sacker, you did it.
Yeah.
Nice. Allan.
I also got to say book because of the aforementioned rage I felt while listening to it. It's just so fucking good. And it made me think about shit I didn't think I was going to be thinking about in a movie where kids rap about holes at the end of it. You know what I mean? So the movie's great, but like it is sanded down, I think, enough to it's the book all day.
Nice. Tyler.
I'm gonna agree. Book is really I wouldn't say like it's a razor thin margin, but this might be the most successful adaptation we've covered. Probably. In terms of like capturing what the book does well into a movie. Where again, you said, Sophia, of like it's not even so much as like they took Jaws, which is ostensibly kind of a bad book, and made an amazing movie.
We really
it was
dogged on that book.
Yeah, an insane book, truly.
I'm just now thinking of the whole mafia bullshit.
The mafia bullshit.
It is also funny. Someone bought Jaws in the store the other day, and I almost wanted to be like, don't.
Yeah,
just watch the movie. Not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Don't buy Jaws.
But in terms of like truly adapting something from page to screen and like getting across the messages. Yeah. The like non-linear storytelling, the intertwining stories.
Woman in the Dunes
was also very good. That's actually a really good. That is maybe the closest thing.
That's another
holes and two movies about sand and digging holes.
That's what I'm saying.
What is it about? What is it about it?
Perfect book makes
it's
a
just
perfect
life.
movie.
It's just life, man.
Wow, man, we should have. Boy.
Wow, 2025 is the year of the Sandy Holes books.
Wait for the double feature we're planning at the New Bev when we do Woman in the Dunes and Holes side by side. People are going to have a great fucking night.
Be crying for like 4 hours straight.
But I will give it to the book. The book is incredible.
Nice. I think I'll just make it unanimous. Go for the book. I think it to build off of what you're saying, I think it really is just sort of like, at certain points, like the movie's scoring certain... like a few points, like, oh, that is a better rewrite because you are the author. You got to do a little rewrite on your thing. But like, I think as far as impact, just the book does get the edge. The book gets the edge for impact.
Sorry to add one more thing, but I went into this being like, oh, I loved the plot of this, but I didn't remember any of the writing skill. And there are just sentences that just are so perfect it made me angry. And you don't get that in a movie. Like, you still get that amazing plot, but like, you don't get Louis Sacker's sentences and like simple writing. Like, honestly, like Hemingway wishes.
Right. I also wish I'd read this as a kid.
Yeah. It rocks when you're a kid. It's really good.
Yeah.
Also,
Missed out on that one.
One quick thing from the notes is like 10 things at author's note at the very
They were
end.
really funny.
They're all really funny, and one thing he was going to do, and it's like, I kind of wish he left this in the
the
book.
chapter?
Yes.
I couldn't tell if he was joking or not,
Wait,
but I
what's
was
the
like,
chapter?
So he was going to do a chapter that was 5 straight pages of dig, 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 spit. And then that's the end of the chapter.
yeah.
I honestly think that's good.
I
You should have
know.
left that in.
Like,
It's
I-
really fucking
yeah,
great. It would have been awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
dig pilled now.
Yeah.
And we're going to go into an a cappella version of Dig.
Yeah.
We all learned our parts, right?
Yeah.
There's a moment where Shia LaBeouf in that goes like, watch what I'm going to do. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. What's he going to do? Yeah, it's crazy. He's he's an amazing writer. It's awesome.
Nice. All right. Sophia, do you have anything you'd like to plug at the end of our program?
Just my own book, which you can buy at Skylight Books in the Annex. I've also been there and seen it. It's called Well, This Is Exhausting.
Excellent. All right. And we'll be back soon. Keep listening to the Skylight Books podcast series.
Really quickly, you should also, if you've listened to this, and you're still here, you should listen. I did it. Sophia and I did an interview about that book that's in this exact same feed, and it's really great.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
obviously really funny. We let her talk way more on that episode because it's about her book.
It was a great time.
And we had a great time, so you should listen to that as well. Little cross
Nice.
promo for
Yeah,
our own podcast.
I'll put a link in our like description of this episode too. So.
Perfect.
All right, beautiful. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Skylight Books podcast series. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to check out the book featured in this episode, or others, please visit skylightbooks.com. If you're in the Los Angeles area, stop by for one of our live in-person author events. You can find a calendar on our website. If you like this podcast, leave us a review. It really helps us out. Our music is by Duck the Piano Wire. Till next time.
Gotta dig them holes.
Thank you so much.
Dig them up, them holes.
That is
dig 'em.
honestly the biggest thing that I was making notes, and I was like, what does the movie get points on? Because, like, which one's better? And I was like, you can't hear that song when you hear this book.
It's when they get to that technology to open a book
And the
the
song
song
plays
starts
like a
coming out.
card, like the
like one of the
birthday
cards from
cards.
Hallmark that
Yeah.
are like $12. Yes.